Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and drilled high and deep down the left field line. Hooking, fair ball, home run. Brian Rocchio.
Anytime you score a run, you want to have a shutdown inning, and Sam's been really good for us all year, and he went out there and threw a bad breaking ball to a hitter that made him pay. So, yeah, it stinks a little bit, but that we want to get a shutdown inning and get the offense back, but they're a good team, and they answer too.
Try to do some different things that I haven't done to them before, but yeah, faced them quite a few times, and I think that's something that you obviously got to do through I feel like the sweeper was working pretty well tonight, able to throw that into the left-handers, and just had to change some things up.
Nobody does it like Patrick Mahomes does it in terms of, I'm not talking about the level of it, I'm talking about the style of it. He is his own guy in terms of the way he plays. How quick the ball comes out on the ones down to get it outs, and how long he'll take, as long as necessary.
It's all week, actually. You don't want to just get up and say, here's what we got to do on Saturday morning. It's the hydration all week. It's recovery.
It's definitely just a lot faster. Like, the net play is a lot more intense. Blocking is one of the biggest things I've had to adjust to because the hits are faster, the setters are harder to read. It's a lot more intense.
It's also our home opener. We had some pretty good crowds last year, so we're hoping for the same thing starting tomorrow. But Butler is definitely one of the biggest competitors for us.
And they have it 2-2 pitches hit high and deep to left field, and that ball is gone. Out of here in a hurry. Home run number 21 for Paul Goldschmidt.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome into it's the Hump Day Wednesday Sports Day show here. Steve Webster with you, along with Mike Hesher, special guest host, Shelley Duvall joining us in studio. Hi, Coach.
Hello.
And
who is he today?
Charlie Kumberg is our network engineer today, running the video stream here today. All right, on the show, well, we've already, I guess, let people know Shelley Duvall's going to be on. We're going to talk Great Bend Panther volleyball. They open the season tomorrow. Woo! What a way to jump into it there, Coach.
I know.
Jump right into conference play at Liberal and Garden City.
Yes.
We will also talk with Kansas Pregame Magazine publisher John Betts. Oh, and Kaya Bears is coming in.
Yes,
sorry, Hesher. Why do you get all contorted when I don't put something in there?
I'm trying to talk to Shannon. I'm trying to
Okay, tell her to just put the shades down and stay in her own lane right now, okay? We got stuff going on in here. All right, also, the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Welbrock. How we will get all this in is interesting, especially if you don't pay it. Okay,
I'll pay attention.
That's it. That is it.
I will see you later.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Glad you could come in today.
I know. I like being invited to come
Mike
in
Corson
early.
is on the sideline.
Oh, Mikey.
He
They're
hobbled
dropping like flies around here.
He hobbled in here today because he didn't want me talking to his team.
Oh, I see. What
Oh, yeah. There's severe jealousy going
Really?
on, Shelley. Yes, there is.
We're causing some
Yes,
issues. I
there
love
is. I'm surprised unless he had to go to the hospital. Well, wait, I can't talk about
I was going
HIPAA
to say, you
rules.
can't say that.
Yeah, the HIPPO rule.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, Mikey, hopefully will be back tomorrow. Let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. Royals are on a hot streak right now. They dropped their 7th straight last night. The call on WTAM, Brian Rocchio goes deep off KC's Sam Long, the 7th inning. Guardians would add 3 later in the game off Lucas Ursig, who's just fallen apart since he tried to grab that ground ball up the middle and hurt his finger. So Kansas City drops her 7th straight. They're now 5.5 games back. Interim bench coach, interim manager, he's a bench coach, Paul Hoover, serving as acting manager. Royals manager Mac Quatrero missing his second straight game after the death of his mother. Talking about the Royals had bounced. Well, they got the bases loaded,
and Salvi was at the plate,
and they hit Salvi stroked one.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh, he hit it hard, but they only ended up getting 1 run after it.
That was in the bottom of the 6th.
Tommy Pham didn't tag up from 3rd. That was he just took off.
Really?
Yes.
Don't you think you should know better by now?
He's a Cardinal.
Well, especially when you get get signed to help out. So they only got one run. Well, okay, they had a little bit of momentum. If they could have got a big hit there, maybe they could get him off the schneid, but they did not. And Paul Hoover talking about, you'd like to shut him out in the next inning, but Sam Long made a bad pitch, a curveball, and Rocchio hit it out. He had 4 RBIs in the game. Brady Singer pitched solid last night, 5 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
During the 7-game losing streak, the starters have not been bad. The bullpen hasn't been very good. They just haven't scored any runs.
Okay, so...
Look at him.
No,
he's repositioning. Something's coming.
No, because we have a coach in here, right? Can your teams forget how to win?
No.
You don't think so? The Royals are just looking.
I don't think they forget. I just think they make errors at bad times that causes it.
Is it mental?
Does that make sense?
Is it could it be mental?
You can talk to our girls. We do mental training for situations like that.
Don't you go in there sometimes if your kids, say somebody, you lose a key player, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vinny Pasquantino's out.
Okay.
The Royals, ever since that happened, they've been just like droopy dog. Or that little donkey that goes around. Well,
you know me, I don't watch a ton of baseball, but is he...
No, I'm just taking this from a coaching standpoint.
Is he a key role player as far as just is he a hype man? Is he a person that everybody kind of looks
runs.
at?
And he
that's
bats
kind of
behind
hard.
Bobby Witt Jr.
If you don't have somebody else stepping up to the plate and doing what he does, it is kind of a momentum killer for your team.
But don't you go into the locker room and say, listen!
No.
Quit feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, that was back in my day, see? That's
I have the girls that do that. They hype each other up. They know that, hey, we got to keep going. You can't give up just because this one person's out, but you got to have another person ready to step up and take that role. So who's going to do it?
To Kansas City right now. They're playing the droopy dog.
They're feeling sorry for themselves.
I think so.
Well,
they
need to suck it up. Let's go.
Well, not to tell you, but they lost 2 players basically on the same play.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Hey, that happened to me. That happened to me at practice yesterday. I lost another one. Yeah, good times. Oh, Lord.
Well, Ersig's back.
He's back, yes, but still.
But he just go through these spells. I think they're going to be okay. Boston's not making any, and if they get in the playoffs, it's a best of 3 wild card now.
You never know what's going to happen.
We're going to just forget all about it.
And with that starting pitching, they have a chance.
There you go. You know what'll solve all the problems?
A win.
A pretty uniform. Just kidding. Hey. That's the extent of what I know for baseball. So I need to learn more before I come in here.
Are you in charge of the KU football program? Because
No.
they always want to have pretty uniforms.
Well, okay.
Change them
There's
all the
something
time.
to be said about looking good when you walk into somewhere. And you can ask our team. We look good when we walk in, and it makes us feel ready to go.
But you have one set of uniforms, right?
No.
Home and away?
No, I got 3. That's more than 2. I got a home away, a pink out. I got some sleeveless reds. It just depends on what we're feeling. We got different colored spandex.
How do I
Come
know
on.
what Great Bend Panther volleyball is? K-State has their helmets. They've got the silver pants, and they've got purple.
You know who we are when we walk in the gym.
Shelley
Boom,
Duvall.
mic drop. Boom.
That's why you know.
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall.
Well, not that, but you know.
Oh.
I'll take the credit. Thank you very much. But we are ready when we walk in a gym. So just get them pretty uniforms. They'll play better.
That is a quote that has never been used on this show before. Get them pretty
You
uniforms.
are welcome. You'd be surprised
She
at how
brings
far that
energy
goes.
to the facility, though.
Okay, Paul Hoover goes back and says, hey, man, we're going through a tough time. We're missing our manager with everything. Here are some pretty
new uniforms. Yep. Here's some sparkly shoes. Let's get this going.
I'll buy it.
There you go.
They need something right now.
Anything for a W at this point, right?
Absolutely. Exactly. You got to do what you got to do.
Because they do lead the major leagues in 10 losses, consecutive losses in a season, 18 years in a row now. Or 18 years, they have lost at least 10 games in a row. I'm serious. I looked it up last year. Did that make sense? For 18 years, not consecutive, but they have,
18 years, not consecutive. So you're going to go back to 2015.
I understand. It's not consecutive, but they have lost the most. They have the longest 10-game losing streaks in America.
Where are you? Be careful. That was
Wow,
about your other star player.
Yeah, I'm going to lose my setter because she can't walk into the door.
Okay. Royals and Guardians, Game 3 tonight, 6 o'clock on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. The Harbaughs are a pretty good coaching tree.
Mm-hmm.
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh, yeah.
He's good. and he's talking about Patrick Mahomes, who does all these things. Chiefs and Ravens kick off the NFL season tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Is it on?
Don't worry, we'll be done playing by then. We'll have it on the bus on the way home.
I hope
We
it's
play at 5 and 6.
the
I
point.
believe they're playing.
Listen, what are you going to stop out there at that roadside park?
Oh God,
between
that place is so
between
gross.
Jetmore and Garden
That
City?
place is so gross.
Well, it's just a picnic table there, so you can
Hey,
put an
there's a
antenna
bathroom.
up there. You are out in.
I know.
Do they give you like transportation? Like does Cody Harris come in and tell you, okay, if the bus breaks down out there and it's wintertime, you just stay on the bus. Don't
Yes.
send somebody out because there's
No.
coyotes and wolves
Yep.
and everything else out there.
No, I
That's-
wouldn't even step off the
Okay.
bus. That's Cody's job.
Well, good luck finding the. Good luck finding that
The
game.
service?
Yeah, the service out
I
there.
know. We'll find it somewhere.
I'm nervous, Hesh.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not.
relaxed.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm nice and relaxed. I don't know about you.
You just think, no, I'm not relaxed. I'm nervous.
Why?
The Ravens are coming in.
Okay. So, what's your point?
He wasn't worried until he found out Derrick Henry is the running back now for the Ravens.
Yeah, that makes a slight difference.
Yes, it
yeah.
makes a huge difference.
Hey, but I'm ready. I'm
We'll have
ready.
that
Bring it
game-
on.
We'll have that game for you at 6 o'clock.
On B104.3 The Point.
Yes, and hopefully, maybe they'll have a running clock tomorrow over at Ellenwood in the junior high game that I'll be official. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
I was gonna say, you just gave it away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to overcome that tomorrow. But that game, needs to get rolling.
Okay.
Just roll.
Come
the
on,
clock
Eagles,
the
get
whole
it done.
time. Yes.
There you
I don't
go.
even know who they're playing. But that's okay. You just
The
show up
referee's
there.
not supposed to know who they're playing, correct?
That's good. That's good to
You
not know.
just show up.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll be there. But so anyway, 7:15.
7:15. kickoff.
NBC. They put all the resources into one game. That's the best NFL coverage there is. Just editorial comment there. Chris Kleiman. Okay, this was my question for Mike Hesher this morning because he was talking about, well, we've got to it's going to be humid down in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, don't they play inside? I thought maybe they played at the Superdome, which he told me wasn't the Superdome, but it is a dome and it's really super big, so I would still call it the
A Superdome. Yeah.
But we threw this out, and thanks to our part-time play-by-play, part-time livestock man over in Rush County, he called in, yeah, they've got a new stadium.
Yep. And I forgot the information. It's on my phone. I just thought about that.
He's fired.
Thank you. I'm out of here.
Yep. Bye. Kaya, you're taking over.
Yeah, we'll just,
Didn't take long, did it?
well, it's like
Well, her
10 years
dad's
old,
gonna
right?
take over.
Well, Ron Mason called in, Mr. Louisiana. He was telling us all about it. Now
You
I
forgot.
set you up for the entire thing, Hesh.
Do you need to go
set
get
you
your
up.
phone? We can stall.
But
I'll
it's
be right
10
back.
it's 10 years old.
There you go.
Well, it's
See?
too late now. You ruined the moment.
Oh, good.
K-State takes on Tulane on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous game. Last
Dangerous
time they
game.
played
Last time we
in
played 'em.
Manhattan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tulane won, but it's going to be humid. Okay, so you've got to take care of your body.
Absolutely. I do think it's different. I think it's the same thing when you go to Colorado with the elevation and things like that. I mean, it does mess with your body a little bit.
But I don't know if you can get ready. You can drink a lot of water and get ready for playing at 5,000 feet.
True. That's true. No. You can't. You can't.
Unless you have like an elevation pill or something like that.
Do they make those?
Fort Hays State used to play out at Western State in Gunnison.
My brother used to play at Fort Hays. My little brother, Cody. Yeah.
8,000 feet. The highest football field, the American football field in the world.
Ugh.
It was 8,000. I got tired just walking to the press box. And these guys are having to play football?
Yeah.
Okay, latest break. Dun, 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 dun. Mike
Oh, here
Hesher
it
with the
goes.
update on Tulane's football stadium.
It's called Benson Field. Tom Benson and his wife, Gail, donated $7.5 million. Gail owns the Saints and the New Orleans Pelicans. And Ullman, which is the stadium is also named after, donated $15 million. And can anybody guess what Ullman owns?
Oh, man.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Serta Mattress.
Oh, why did they call it Serta Stadium? then?
I don't know, but it only seats 30,000 people.
Well, it's perfect for Tulane. It's
Okay.
better than playing in an empty Superdome.
Superdome.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
And you
Makes
never
it
did
look way
come
more
to me
cool.
and tell me that it was named a different name.
Do you think they have pretty uniforms, too?
They're the Green Wave. What do you think?
I don't know. Compared to the purple, everything's ugly. So.
So that's going to be an 11 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. KU plays at 6 o'clock. They play at Illinois. You know it's the first sellout that Illinois has had in 8 years?
I did not know that. Is it because of KU or because of
It's got to be.
Illinois?
Well, they're 1-0. They got to win. I mean, that's. But anyway,
Well,
are they
KU
having
people-
homecoming the first week or what's
KU people travel well.
I don't think so. But anyway, 8 years since they had a sellout, so that's going to be a challenge for KU's ranked 22nd in the country this week. Barton volleyball, they've got a big one tonight, taking on Butler. Aubrey Olander. She's pretty
Little
good,
River.
isn't she?
Yeah, she's pretty good.
She came in on the show yesterday talking about the big difference between high school and junior college. It's a lot faster.
Speed of the game. Yep.
So what do you
Definitely.
mean by speed of the game?
Oh, you got a setter right here too.
Well,
It's,
okay, setter.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, well, she's sitting here looking at me like, no, don't make me talk about it. Speed of the game is crucial. I mean, in high school, even going from a 2A to a 5A, it's complete change, tempo change. Setters run things a lot faster. Other teams will take a slower offense, easier to set up on defensively. But when you got a team that's running quick and hot hands with the setter, it's really hard to read sometimes.
Yeah. You got no blocker, so it leaves one-on-ones, and then you're just free to swing away.
Yep,
so,
and you're letting your defense sit back there and go,
yeah, catch a facial, you know?
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no. I don't recommend
Not
it.
from an Oleander
Not at all.
either, so.
Yeah.
Megan Bessiker talking about Butler.
Yeah.
Who got
Love
them
coach.
a couple times last year. So 6:30 tonight out at the Kirkman
Yep,
Center.
we'll be there.
And here's a guy that if they want him to retire in St. Louis, maybe he should, and then the Royals should sign him right away. Paul Goldschmidt, KMOX, hitting a home run. 3 for 5, 3 runs batted in. That came the day after. Everyone was asking if he's going to retire yet. And he said, no, I'm not ready to retire. I'm only 39.
He went out and showed him.
Well, they could use him right now.
The Royals?
Yeah,
They could
in
use
anything. They
was
wouldn't.
gonna
They
say.
wouldn't be droopy dogs if they did that. So, there you go. Sounds the past 24 hours or so. We've got a busy show today. We're going to talk Great Bend Panther Pretty Volleyball coming up next here on the show because they look pretty.
We look good.
We look pretty when we
Look
go
good.
out before we destroy our opponents. They start the season in Garden City tomorrow. Also, John Betts, Kansas Pregame Magazine, and Gerard Welbrook. How are we going to get it in?
I don't know.
Who likes to talk more, Gerard or
I'm
Betts?
going with Gerard.
Yeah.
I like John. I don't like Gerard. So.
Same here. Okay. More Sports Day coming up.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. It's all brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Great Bend Panther volleyball time here today. Of course, it's Panther football time tomorrow. Aaron Beck will be in with selected players, but today it's Shelley Duvall.
Hey, hey.
And Kai Bear.
Hey, hey.
Hi there. Corson wanted to play hurt today. He wanted to limp in here because he didn't want me talking to you guys. Yeah, so he's kind of like...
He's a little hurt.
He's a little jealous. So I'm going to take advantage of it here today. You need to get really, really close to that, Kai.
Okay,
Okay,
got
very
it.
good.
There you
Okay.
go.
So tell me about these uniforms. How important is that?
You know, look good, play good. That is something I live by. Like, even in club game days, I'm always up in the morning an hour early, just like preparing, getting ready, straightening my hair. And my dad's always like, oh, it's not a fashion show, but it literally is. Like, look good, play good. So.
I saw your dad play football, and he looked.
Did he look
okay.
good?
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah.
He could throw a football though.
Hey, we talk about it in our mental training too. I mean, it's the same thing for school. When you got a big test that day, you don't go rolling out of bed with your hair up a hot mess, and you're not going to do well. Get up, get dressed, take a shower, eat breakfast, look good. You're going to go kill the test. Same thing on game day.
So how do you handle, Kai, like these not midweek games, but you have to go to school first.
Yeah.
I guess they're making you do that.
I guess.
Okay.
It's part of it.
So then you have to go to school. You got to concentrate on that. Then you got to get on the bus. And what's your pre-day what's your pre-game today? It's a Wednesday. So, I mean, you got practice tonight and everything, kind of taking you through what's getting you ready to go to school and play the season opener tomorrow.
Yeah, so, we always try to work on, team bonding the night before because that's really important going in the next day. So tonight we're going over to Steeder's house, and we're going to have a pool party. And then, like we said earlier, Barton and Butler are playing. So I think a few of us are going to go out there and really just, we turn up the music day before game days, listen to some T-Swift. We, just do
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, that one girl.
Yes, that one girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just, you just get the mojo going with the team and work some out of system, just do some defensive coverages, and we're ready to go.
It starts tomorrow.
Yeah. We're
so
finally starting tomorrow. Yes.
how'd the Jamboree go in your opinion?
Jamboree was great. I love Coach Simmons from Larned that she's willing to bring. I mean, that's hard to bring a team over to a 5A school that's, pretty big and pretty decent. And they came over. They fought hard against us. Same with Russell. Russell was new for us this year. It was just kind of nice to get on the court and get the whole crowd involved, see our students' body there, and just kind of see the little things that we needed to work on. But I think we're ready to see some of our 5A competition and see, our WAC teams and what we can do against that level of play.
You guys won 31 last year.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like the best ever in school history. So you win 31, you think, okay, well, they lost a ton. You lost some key players, but you got some key players back. So now it's coming. Yeah. So talk about mixing in. The newcomers are going to step in some of those roles along with the experience that you have returning, Shelley.
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is our experience that we have right now and the way that they're leading in practices on a daily basis and leading by example in how they play is automatically transferring to our younger kids. And really on the court, we got juniors, sophomores, got a couple freshmen coming up there too that they feel comfortable because they're welcomed on the court, but they're also held to a standard and to a high level because that's what we're used to competing at. And so I don't really think it's been much of a adjustment. We've actually jumped in really well, and these underclassmen they're putting up a fight.
You were one of those underclassmen last year.
I was.
And you stepped into a situation where there's a lot of, so I guess that's the standard it is. I mean, you welcome new players, especially if you're really, really good. I mean, that helps too. But what's the vibe on this year's team? Because every year it's different.
Right. So I think the standard was, obviously just, exposed last year. I think we honestly surprised a lot of people. And I think, that 31 wins could have been 32, could have been 33. We're going for 32 this year. I'm expecting to go to state November 1st and 2nd in Salina. So,
yep.
So because of that, it's kind of, we'll see tomorrow when you go out there, and it may take that off, but you feel like teams are, well, okay, they lost a ton last year. We're just kind of going to look past Great Bend.
Well, it's kind of funny because you see kind of the preseason rankings, and I think a lot of teams lost big groups of seniors last year. I think it was just overall a massive athletic class for everyone. It wasn't just Great Bend. Several schools lost 5 to 6 players last year. Ours happened to be pretty athletic and super big leaders. I think that was the biggest thing with that group last year. But this year, it's a smaller senior class for us. It's only 4. But I think they're all doing their jobs. They're leading on and off the court. And it's just the vibe is different, but it's the same. Like it's Panther volleyball.
Are you playing, what's your role on this team? Is position-wise and things like that. What are you doing, Kai?
yeah, so I set all the way around. So basically my job is just to make my girls look good. So I don't need the fame or anything. I just want everybody else to shine. It starts off with a great pass from libero Ava Kaiser, ends with a kill, Cassiela Good, Kara Feist, Michaela Mitten, Alex Mayers, Kimmy Hofflinger. So my job is to make everyone else shine, which I'm totally okay with.
Play-by-play, I'm telling you right now.
Basically.
I'll take it from my dad. I'll be better than my dad at it.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, KB runs the offense. You have to have, it's like a quarterback of your football team. the setter runs the court. You got to pray that you know your back row with Mare and Ava, like she said, and Kimmy passing. They get in there, they do their jobs, they get her a ball that she can do something with, and she's trained enough to where she knows exactly what these hitters need. And again, she makes them look good. Setters always take the heat for things that aren't always perfect, but for the most part, between the setters and the passers, that's how you play volleyball.
Talk about your seniors you do have back this year.
I do. I've got Cassie Elligood will play a middle blocker for us. Probably, I would say, the most mobile player I've had in a middle position since I've been at Great Bend High School. She is probably playing at her peak right now, and it's extremely impressive. I don't think she gets enough credit for what she does on and off the court. She's going to be really fun to watch this year. Kara Feist, we moved her to a right side because she's a lefty, and it took us a little bit to get that adjustment on that set because with the left hand it is different, and her vertical's there. She's feeling fresh. Her legs are feeling good. So between the two of them, it's a pretty big front row.
Yeah, I would say so.
Adding some Micah Elligood in there, which is Cassie's little sister, a little freshman coming in, putting up some big block. And then we have Addie Irwin and Josephine Mazouk. They are both DSs for us. Addie's got a killer serve. She can locate certain serves that we need. And Josephine just steps in, plays a little bit of back row for Kara, and they do their jobs. And they're awesome on and off the court.
What do you remember about Dodge City and Liberal and what they have coming back, Kaya?
Yeah, so Dodge has a really good outside named Piper, and her mom is the JUCO coach, actually, and she is very strong, can use that block. She can tool, line, cross, so we really just need to have Kara. We need to set it up to where Kara and Cassie are on her. Liberal,
I don't really know what Liberal's got coming back.
they had that one girl, the NBA kid.
Yeah,
whatever.
Kiana Hall and a couple of those girls. They're not a super heavy volleyball school. They're pretty basketball minded, but you never know. Some teams, those teams are the ones that you sometimes can easily overlook, and you can't. You got to go in thinking they're, a regional champion team, and that's how you got to play them.
Okay, Kai, feelings right now here, getting ready to head into the season openers tomorrow.
Oh, I am just so hyped. I woke up this morning and I was like, it's one day till game day. So I'm just so excited, to get to practice tonight and, do our pregame rituals, bonding, all of that stuff. I'm just really excited. I'm just ready to go. Just dominate.
Game day eve.
Yeah.
Coach?
I'm ready. I don't even know what else to say. Like, it takes a lot for us to get prepared and get ready, but these girls have, I think, for the past 3 days been like, okay, is it Thursday yet? Because all these other teams are already starting to play, and we don't put a tournament at the front of our schedule. I like to post them or kind of spread them out throughout so that we're not jumping right in so heavy, and it helps our schedule, but at the same time, we're ready to get on the court.
What do you do when you tool something?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so when the block is up, you usually can, because if it tips the block and then goes out of bounds, it's still your point because they touched it. So usually hitters, like really high-level hitters, try to push it off of the hand and go out of bounds, so it's not easy for the defense.
It's
to
a
get
tool.
to.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
This is a learning program.
There we go.
Yeah.
Especially for us. Guys, thanks for coming in today.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we
Go
will take a
Panthers.
break. John Betts coming up. Kansas pregame up next.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Discover affordable education with Barton Online. Whether you're looking to pick up a class or earn your associate degree, we've got you covered for less than half the cost of a university. We are always enrolling with 5 sessions available this fall, including 16, 8, and 4-week sessions. Get started when it fits your schedule. Tackle your gen eds or the first 2 years of college with the low-cost pathway and save time and money with Barton Online. Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Now, in its 13th year, this program is brought to you exclusively by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. This is Sports Day on KVGB.
Welcome back. Sports Day here on KVGB. Good Great Bend volleyball talk with Shelley Duvall and Kaya Bear. And now we shift our focus to football. John Batts, publisher of Kansas Pregame Magazine. Okay, I asked you a question when you got started because I want to know where you were. So, and if you're at your house, that means you're on that big hill in your castle up there, John, and you're just looking down on the city of Lincoln and saying, yes, hello, little people.
Well, I usually keep my blinds drawn because the older I get, I'm more sensitive to light.
So
Either that, or maybe I'm a vampire.
Yeah, you're just like the hermit on the hill. Okay, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations. Volume 19 is out, Mr. Betts. Looks really, really good. Tell me about the photo shoot on this year's Kansas Pregame Magazine. If I'm not mistaken, that is our state capitol.
That is. You know, when you said Volume 19, and I can't remember if we've talked about this already or not, but it occurred to me that means probably the kids that were born when I did the first issue graduated. The majority of them graduated from high school in May.
Wow.
Interesting stuff there.
I want to keep going until you have your first, second generation appearance on your cover.
Well, I think I have I guess not on the cover. I haven't had that yet because I've only been doing those for 11 years. But anyway, so Kansas State Capitol, Topeka, Kansas. Beautiful place, obviously. And thanks to the Kansas Highway Patrol and DM Moore Law Firm, we were able to host our cover shoot there. And we had a great day for it. And Heather Kendall, she's photographed a lot of our covers and features here in the recent past. She did a great job, and we had some KHP SWAT vehicles and some of their show cars, if you will, in the background, and it was a great experience.
It is really neat that you put this together and the themes why the state capitol this year?
Well, the Kansas Highway Patrol, the reason that they sponsored is because they want to show off the work opportunities that they have, the careers that they have. And incidentally, I never considered a career in law enforcement myself, but as I've kind of developed this relationship with KHP, and Shawnee County Sheriff's Department also advertises for the same reason, there's a lot more careers than just a trooper, communications, and there are a lot of opportunities within the KHP and law enforcement for young people to consider. But their office is in Topeka, and I had mentioned, I've always wanted to take a photo shoot to the Capitol, and they were really excited about that. And they also had a place in their office that made a good space for we did a luncheon thanks to DM Moore or DM Law, and that was the first time that we've ever actually had a luncheon. We shot half of the photo shoot, then went and had the luncheon, and then finished up the rest of it. And it was a really cool experience. So it wasn't necessarily, I explored some different themes, like we were going to consider going with like capital gains, feeling just capital, but I didn't make it, it didn't feel right in the article. So I think the focus was, it kind of, sells itself. The best players in the state of Kansas at one of the most prominent structures in the state of Kansas.
Okay, John, now this is a big emphasis, the preseason officials meetings across the state. Mark Lentz does a great job. And that is the big emphasis this year on knee pads, okay? So, you got to have knee pads over your knees, all right? I'm looking at the inside where you've got a picture of all the players. And on the front row, there's 18 players. 11 of those guys would be asked to go to the sideline if the game started today.
What's
the deal with all
that's
this?
Interesting.
What's the thing with all the knee? The pants above the knees.
They see what they see at the college and the pro level, and that's what those guys look like, and they just think it's. I don't know. It's kind of like baseball. I mean, there was a time where we all wore pants that stopped at the top of the calf, and we wore stirrup socks. And now every guy's got his own pair of pants, but for the most part, they go down to about the sole of the shoe. So I guess it's the look. I'm glad you brought that up. That's an interesting. I mean, we can have a debate about that at another time. I'm not sure that knee pads prevent knee injuries, but anyway, what's the next topic?
Well, I just don't like playing the clothing police,
Yeah.
So
I get it, and I don't know. I don't know how coaches enforce it either. I spent some time as an assistant coach, and I can remember sending kids to the locker room for not having the proper sock on. But that's a very get off of my yard kind of thing. Some of these young coaches out there, they're hip to the needs of their kids. So.
Yeah, wait till some parent wants to sue them because they didn't wear their pants down. So
that's true. Do you think when I come on, do people think that there's going to be good radio, or just a weird discussion between you and I about something?
Listen,
off the wall.
It is weird discussions is what drives this program, John. Okay, here's my next one. Okay, so I was reminded yesterday because I went home and Jim Azunas has his previews, and he dropped some of them off, the area preview, and it was so nice. I popped myself a big giant bowl of popcorn, okay, and I put salt on it, and and I sat down in my chair and I pulled the publication out, and I was able to just kind of take one bite at a time and go through it. Now I've been looking at yours in the same thing. I've been eating a lot of popcorn because everything is online now. You cannot read publications, or you cannot go, my laptop, my phone gets greasy, okay? I love the fact that this is still a publication that you can open, and there's pictures, and it's glossy, and it's really nice, and I know why you do it, but I always like to have you, explain it again, why we still have Kansas Pregame Magazine, because it's online as well.
Well, are you talking all the way back to, why I originally... what my motivation was?
Well, I think it is because this is cool. These magazines are going to be around forever.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge part of it, but it dates back to my own time as a player, and later on as a fan. I always loved getting the Salina Journal's tab insert.
Oh yeah.
In the newspaper, and it was the most amazing thing to me, and they did such a fantastic job back in those days covering, they had 35 or 40 counties or something in their coverage area, and they did a fantastic job, and the Hayes Daily News did a nice job with theirs, and I just like the idea, and I'm going to be honest, the kids, they do not care. They don't care that they do not care about the printed version. I get 15,000 reads of the digital edition online with an average read time of 5 minutes, which is a tremendous amount of time for anybody to stay in anything that's read online. But there are a lot of their parents that care, and they will grab one, and someday the kids will be home with the grandkids, and they'll dig that out of a box somewhere, and they'll be oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you kept this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there are the people like you. One of our biggest fans is Taylor Bratt, the recruiting coordinator at K-State. That guy reaches out to me and wants to know what day. He pesters me to the minute that we get the copy to him. And he actually says he won't read it. You know, we release it online before we get it all fully distributed in print, and he actually says he refuses to read it online because he doesn't want to read it until he can get it in his hands. So, yes, keeping a print copy is incredibly important to me, but it is getting more difficult to do because paper is becoming, it's more expensive like everything in the world, but it's becoming kind of a niche, it's a niche thing. There's less and less demand for it. And as I mentioned before, a lot of the paper mills in the country changed what they were doing during the pandemic and started making boxes because we do so much more of our shopping online, and they need boxes that can be shipped by UPS and FedEx and the U.S. Postal Service. And so I hope that we can always do paper. I'll do it as long as I can afford to, or they still cut down trees and turn it into paper. So.
Well, I'm just glad you do it because, I'm down because, I don't have any magazines I get anymore. So it's down to, I'll take a Rand McNally and sit down. So, I was looking at Rhode Island, a couple weeks ago with a big bowl of popcorn and just checking it out. So that's my life, John Betts. So
that'd be another great topic. How did we ever get anywhere when we had to read back?
Well, right now they don't know, so I'll just tell you that because our former host on the show didn't know where Kinsley was last year, and he was anyway. Okay, I already told you before you went on. Said I'm going to have you on next week because all this. Tell me where we can get it here in Great Bend. The Pizza Hut. Let's see, the Field House and
Pizza Hut, the Field House, Nick Tech Wireless.
Okay.
Advanced Therapy.
Yep.
Can Equip this year. We have Can Equip.
Good deal.
BTI. And I think there's one more place. What's Venture? The asphalt company.
Well, Venture Corporation, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So you can go out there. That's...
And anybody that's listening, the Pizza Huts are already gone because the Pizza Hut is already gone. Those fly out of there. So most of those other locations will probably still have some copies.
Okay, and it's an awesome publication. Thank you for doing it every year. And again, I just want to ask you about one player today because he's going to be in Great Bend. There's some really cool matchups like Derby and Hayes, with the new schedules this year. Olathe South comes to Great Bend next week, and this young man was in your photo shoot. Tell me about Julian Juju Marks from the Olathe South Falcons.
He's an interesting story. He went to St. Thomas Aquinas to high school for his first 3 years of high school. And he's been pretty open about this, so I don't think I'm disclosing anything. He transferred to Olathe South because he wants to graduate early, and he could not do that at Aquinas. And the primary reason that he wants to graduate early is so that he can take advantage of NIL. And he's going to the University of Kansas. I almost said Missouri. He's going to KU to play defensive line, and he's one of the top prospects in the country, and also he is massive. Big, tall, just a massive guy that's going to be difficult to move and is somebody that they're going to have to steer away from because he is going to wreck whatever side of the ball he plays on.
So is he defensive end then, or?
Defensive end, but he's also, I don't know exactly what Olathe South will do with him, but he could play any position along the line. He's big, like anybody that you would see as a 3-tech, but he could also slide out. He's got the lengthy arms that if you think back to Jordan Willis for K-State, he's that type of build, but even probably more massive in terms of his overall weight and mass.
He looks like he's in NFL, that picture that's on page 50 in the publication.
He's a huge dude. But Olathe South, they graduated Bryce Nornberg, who I think he is at K-State as a preferred walk-on. And that kid, he was the Sunflower League Offensive Player of the Year last fall. They're going to miss him desperately because dual-threat quarterback, he was a fantastic player. So I don't know that Olathe South is fielding the same team that they were, but the other side of the offensive line has Jordan Berry, who's just a junior, and he's also like 6'5", 240, 250, something like that. So the defensive line for Olathe South is certainly going to present an immovable object.
Mike Hesher, the voice of the Great Bend Panther football team, is now cowering underneath the counter here in the studio right now. Okay. All right, John, next week we'll hook it up, and then I'll ask you, like, football related questions, but this is great conversation. I love this. And the other thing that I got out of the magazine, one of my favorite players at Fort Hays State, he was a very good player, but he had concussions early in his career, and basically it ended it. Mike Lankus is also on page 50, and he runs like a Lankus Labs out in Atwood, and he's backing the Buffs. Rollins.
That's right. He breeds hunting dogs, and I think Aaron Schromick is their head coach. I'm not sure if they went to high school at the same. I think they're around the same age. And Aaron's son Ryan is an outstanding football player for Rollins County. But I actually knew Mike really well when I was at Fort Hays State too. So we could go on with the 6 degrees of Stephen Webster all day if we wanted to.
And the other thing I noticed, I don't see one Smith Center Red Man on the cover.
Well, Smith Center is going to be really young this year, and I think it could be actually a relatively tough season, but they have a really good freshman class, and I would anticipate they'll be pretty good here in a couple seasons.
Okay, well, don't go back to town, man. You know what that means. If you go back to your hometown, there's no Smith Center player on their pregame magazine cover. So.
Well, last year there was identical twins on it, so I think I get a 2-season. I think I got 2 seasons out of 1.
John, we're going to let you go. We need to talk to Gerard Welbrock coming up next. We'll hook up next week, and we'll kind of get a recap of what you saw in week 1. Is that cool?
Sounds good. Make sure you say KansasPregame.com a lot so that people go to KansasPregame.com.
Anything for you, my friend.
All right.
Okay, from atop a hill in Lincoln, Kansas, John Betts. We appreciate him coming on the show. The publisher of Kansas Pregame Magazine. Volume 19 is out now. It's a free copy. Just go in and ask for it. And then get your popcorn out, because you're going to be sitting down and probably eating 2 bowls of popcorn going through this publication. All right, Gerard Welbrock coming up next.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today I wanted to visit with you about the power of a multi-doctor practice. And the power of a multi-doctor practice is we can serve many different people, many different personalities. The power of a multi-doctor practice is we have a lot of horsepower here, a lot of people. We can get a lot done. We can say yes, we can get you taken care of. The other cool thing about a multi-doctor practice is we're all different personalities, we're all different makes and models. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Some people call him Gerard. Most people just call him Grr. It's time for Tiger Talk on Sports Day with the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Here's Gerard Welbrock.
Gerard Welbrock with us, Grr, on the show today. Did you know that Mike Lankus breeds like hunting dogs out in Atwood now?
Doesn't surprise me. I did not know that. Well, it doesn't shock me.
Is on page 50, right underneath the picture of Julian Juju Marks from Olathe South, who will be in Great Bend in week 2 to take on the Panthers. And right down there on the bottom, Lankus Labs, Atwood,
there you go.
Pointing Labradors, Black Chocolate, Ivory, Mike Lankus, backing the Buffs. Pretty good football player, but the concussion thing kind of got up on him.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Okay, nothing like opening the 2024 Tiger football season on Friday afternoon. But,
we've had there's been a handful of openers delayed. I remember Northeastern State, they kicked off like at 9 one year, and Central Oklahoma had a delay late in the second quarter, and then they came back. And I don't remember one being postponed like that. And just the lightning would not go away, and so they finally just had to make the call. Unfortunate, because I think there would have been a big crowd there. And they waited as long as they could. And they still had you had the 30-minute Lightning, and teams had to warm up. Yeah, they hadn't even, so it was going to be. And as it turned out, the Lightning didn't get out of here till after midnight. They wouldn't have kicked off till 1 o'clock, so that wouldn't have been good. So delayed, hurt the crowd, but good result for the Tigers.
Yeah, 21-7, Angelo State, very good football program. What level are they at right now, Gerard?
They are Division II, Lone Star Conference.
Okay,
they made the national quarters 2 years in a row, losing to Colorado School of Mines both times. So they've been not only, a good program, they've been playoff team that's, gone deep into the postseason. So, and just missed it last year. They had a rough early start. But that's a quality win for Fort Hays State, no doubt. It'll be interesting. Angelo's at Emporia State this Saturday to see how they, compare a little bit to see how they do against the Hornets.
So, and then you have to wait. So what was that like? I mean,
it was, I asked Coach about that. It's one of those, and all the little things you don't think about. Like he was with Curtis Hammocky, the athletic director, the Angelo coach, the head athletic trainer, just keeping an eye on the weather. Is there a window? Can we play? Can we not play? I think the officials were involved in some of that. And then, then how late do we want to go? What's the, what's our drop dead for kickoff time? And we, it's unsafe maybe. And then you got to start thinking, well, these guys are getting hungry. So you had to get some snacks in and get some food in, keep them hydrated. I mean, I can't imagine what it'd be like a player pent up in the locker room like that. And then they finally decided, hey, let's go tomorrow. But Angelo had to go to Salina. They couldn't get a hotel.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Because they were planning to head home after the game, so they came up part of the way game day. So they had to go to Salina, and so it wasn't the best situation, but it's what worked out, and obviously, as we said, worked out well for Fort Hays State. But yeah, and I think Fort Hays came out a little sluggish. I think that had a little bit to do with it. Just the routine was weird. On a Friday, the crowd wasn't as big. The energy wasn't quite as there. But I think as the game went on, they picked it up and ended up being an okay crowd for the whole situation.
And the Tigers in the top 25 after that win.
Yeah, first time in the coaches or the media poll since 2019, November of 2019. They got in late, so it's been a while. I don't think the coach is doing one this week because technically that was 0 week. This is week 1, so their first official in-season poll comes out next week. So hopefully the Tigers can win Saturday and move into the poll there too. But yeah, it's been a while, and I think this team's got a chance. Their defense is legit. Offensively, they'll have to get a little bit better, but I think they will. They are just a tick off on a few plays, but that's not uncommon week 1. But a lot of reasons to be excited for sure.
Well, thank God you're not playing Missouri Western on the road. So I feel a little bit better, hopefully, about Saturday's game against Missouri Western.
Tell you what, as of late, it doesn't matter where Fort Hays State plays them. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yikes.
They've lost 16 of the last 18 meetings. And I would say in the last 5, it's just been bizarre. I mean, Fort Hays hasn't played well. Western has. Just weird stuff. Fort Hays State, they had 5 turnovers last year. 3 of them, at or near the goal line, even, one late, it's still a game, and they're driving in the score, and they give up a 100-yard pick 6, and, it was over. Instead of being 21-14, you go and you get a touchdown, and now you're down 28-7, and it's just weird stuff. So the Tigers are due, but I say that, this has been a trend. It's gone on for multiple years. Western has their number, and they have to figure out a way to get past that.
When you get Missouri Western, then Northwest, what's Northwest going to be like this year?
Yeah, well, they had turnovers. They had it handed to them in the first half, made a run. They were down 29-0 at home.
Wow.
Came back, made it 29-22, and they just ran out of steam. And then Minnesota State's top 15, they're a legit team. But yeah, they're going to get better, and they're going to be better. I mean, this is huge, obviously. Saturday night, and if you win that, and then you go to Maryville, it's going to be a huge game, and you give yourself a chance in what looks to be a pretty top-heavy MIAA. So, yeah, these next 2 weeks are big, and obviously it starts Saturday. It's all your focus on Missouri Western, and find a way. And just honestly, for Fort Hays State, just play your game. Don't self-implode, because that's what the last 5 years with these guys. It just feels like, you think it's bad, and oh, no, wait, Fort Hays State can do something even worse to make it harder. So hopefully they can avoid. I remember last year I just looked at Dustin and was like, what is happening? This is just bizarre. It's hard to explain.
I never thought that you would sound like Dr. Doom, But
I do have a good feeling. This team, I think, and they're aware of that. They're aware of all of that, and they're aware of how they outplayed Western last year. I don't think it was even close, but you got to do the little things. You can't turn it over 5 times to win games, especially on the road. They clean that up, they should have a great chance. But got to do it. Got to do it.
Well, Gerard, have a great call, and hopefully the weather stays away. I think it's going to be a beautiful night for football at Lewis Field Stadium, and we'll check in with you next week. Appreciate it.
Hey, looking forward to it. Always my pleasure.
Okay. Gerard Wabrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, with us here on Sports Day.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no-obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
Discover affordable education with Barton Online. Whether you're looking to pick up a class or earn your associate degree, we've got you covered for less than half the cost of a university. We are always enrolling with 5 sessions available this fall, including 16, 8, and 4-week sessions. Get started when it fits your schedule. Tackle your gen eds or the first 2 years of college with a low-cost pathway and save time and money with Barton Online. Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local equity bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Covering your local teams and your local athletes. It's Sports Day on KVGB, presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Can you imagine, Mike Hesher, that John Betts would wonder why we were talking about those things? I mean, it's just, I just love talking about it.
You just never know where it's going to go. It's obviously not scripted because you don't know where you guys are going to go.
No, I just think of it. Great show today. My goodness. Shelley Duvall.
Kaya Bear is going to be in radio or media or something, as is Shelley Duvall when she wants to retire from coaching.
Yeah, I think so. So then you get John Betts, Kansas Pregame Magazine. I'd like that is
a cool magazine. And
I like having something in my hands. How do people read books? Well, they did one of them Kindles or Tindles or whatever they are.
Or audiobooks, as Mike Corson likes to do. Driving down the highway.
Yeah, but how do you get a voice? Is it like Siri that's reading you the story?
Somebody's reading it.
And then no.
I want my mental image.
I'm gonna have popcorn while I'm eating. While I'm reading.
Well, I hope, popcorn and eating kind of go together.
You have 30 seconds.
Okay, quickly.
Sports headlines.
Okay, the Denver Broncos are signing Patrick Surtain II to a long-term contract worth $96 million overall, $77 million. And then the big one is Sean McDermott, the Bills head coach. Damar Hamlin will start in week 1 after collapsing last year, so good job there.
That's cool. Okay, tomorrow, Great Bend Panther football talk. Aaron Beck will be in, selected players. I'm going to go cook some popcorn and read my Kansas pregame. Talk to you.